Applying for a scholarship abroad? If you want to know some tips on how to ace your scholarship application, watch this video and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey guys, I hope you are all keeping safe. So in the previous video, we discussed about the scholarship application process for the New Zealand scholarship. But because that video was in Filipino, I promised to summarize everything in that vlog in today's video. So the scholarship application process includes, first, an online application where you'll create an account on the New Zealand scholarship website, fill out your personal information, submit proof of your qualification, and answer the essay. Then you'll receive an email if you made it to their long list and then short list. And then if you're shortlisted, you have to take an online exam. If you pass the exam, you'll be invited for an interview with the scholarship officials. And then if you made it, you will receive an email that you are a preferred scholar. And then you'll get an email from the top 2 universities that you've indicated on your application. So they will email you that you need to accomplish their admission requirements such as English language proficiency exam, original copies of the English version of your TOR and college diploma, and others. So the requirements depend on the university and you need to accomplish that in order to receive an unconditional offer from them. Once you have done that, you will now receive a scholarship letter of offer from the New Zealand government, and that's when you can apply for your student visa. And lastly, before you leave the country, there will be a pre-departure briefing. In our case, that was held at the house of the New Zealand ambassador here in the Philippines. So there you have it. It's a long process, but it's definitely worth it. Right, so this week, we will share some tips on how to ace the scholarship application, or how to make your application stronger, or how can your application stand out among the thousands of aspiring scholars. This is a special episode, that's why I invited a co-scholar from the New Zealand Scholarship. She took Master of Energy at the University of Auckland in New Zealand. She is a very good friend of mine and I actually call her my half banana. She's also a fellow scholar ng Bayan para sa Bayan, and she is a passionate educator. So without further ado, let's hear from the one and only Monica G for her tips on how to make your application stronger. Gab?
Hola, hi Remai. Hi, I'm Gab. I'm one of Mara's friends, Fanal, fellow scholars, and most importantly, her half banana. Now in today's video, I'm going to help out Manan Travels in giving you some advice and tips on how to make your scholarship application stronger. Now, by the way, if you still haven't watched her video on how to apply for a scholarship, make sure that you check that out first before you jump into this one. So, tip number 1. Be a gold digger. And what does that mean? It means that you have to know your whys before you start your scholarship application. Maybe for personal growth, for career growth, if you want to pursue a postgrad degree but at the same time keep your job in your home country, or if you just want to learn something new and give back to the community after you return. But whatever that personal goal is, it should be aligned with the goals of the scholarship. Otherwise, the application may seem half-baked since you're not really passionate about what you'll be doing during and after the scholarship. Tip number 2, gain enough XPs. Now, this may be in the form of finding the right qualifications and experiences that may be relevant to the field of expertise. Now, it's important to know that the credentials that you will need for your scholarship applications don't happen overnight, so you really have to work your way through it. For example, Erasmus and Fulbright really focus on your XPs or your experience, your career, your grades, your training, seminars attended, and whatnot. On the other hand, if it's a scholarship aid, then they really, like the Australia Awards and NZAS, they really focus on how you can give back to the community or your magic points or your hit points for all the gamers out there. So it may be a good idea or it may be a useful tip for you to join a volunteer group before you submit your applications. Now, another thing is that scholarship websites usually have this what they call priority fields. So please make sure that you check that out first. Because if you're an art student or a medical student and the priority field of the scholarship that you're applying for is engineering, then why? Because even if you're at the top of your game, if you're not who they are looking for, then chances are the odds will not be in your favor. Now we go to tip number 3, which is look for the Easter eggs. Now these are the things that may seem unimportant but will definitely help you heaps in your application. For example, NSAS has this what they call qualifications that they are looking for in their scholars. So a year into the application, what I did was write them down in one of these post-its, and then from the name itself, posted it around the room so that I would be reminded day in and day out of the qualities that I still need to develop or that I may need to improve on, so that the moment that I step into the interview, all they really have to do is just press that button, turn their chairs around and tell me that, yeah, I want you on my team. So it will really give you the edge over the other applicants if you find those Easter eggs. Now that leads me to tip number 4, which is connecting the dots. Now in this part, you have to identify the single most important element of the whole application process. In the case of the Australia Awards, it's really about the re-entry action plan. On the other hand, NSAS is really more about the essays that you submit. So for example, we have this essay question of what are the challenges of living in a new environment and how do you plan to overcome them? So what I did was write in my essay that first, I lived away from home since college. 2, my past travel experiences allowed me to be comfortable in living or in unfamiliar territories. And 3 is that as an educator, I have to be respectful of my students no matter what age, gender, or race they may be. Now in this way, I was able to indirectly tell them that first, my goal aligns with the goals of the scholarship by telling them that as an educator, I could relay the things that I've learned and pass them on to my students. 2, I was able to show them that I have enough XPs, MPs, and HPs since I know how to independently live on my own. And the third one, I was able to show them the Easter eggs, which is in the form of telling them that I am ready to move countries. And actually, that's one of the qualifications that they were looking for in a scholar. So I was able to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. So those are the tips that you may find useful, and please don't forget that you may sprinkle a little bit of your personality into those essays just to give you that extra edge, and they may find you that, interesting. Just aside from the qualifications that you have. So those are your 4 tips. Again, you have to be a gold digger, you have to gain enough XPs, you have to look for the Easter eggs, and number 4 is that you have to know how to connect the dots. Now before I end this video, I just want to give you 2 bonus tips that you may find useful in your scholarship application. So the first one is to have a friend, family member, or someone close to you read through your application, just to make sure that you tick all the boxes correctly. And it's even better if they could edit, clean, or proofread your paper for free. Shout out to my friend Bianca for doing that for me, by the way. So yeah, have someone just proofread everything before you submit them. And then 2, be ready to work your fingers to the bone. At times, you may actually need to go the extra mile. Like for example, I knew that I was going to New Zealand, so what I did was try to find Maori words, but I'm happy to say that I found this mana kitanga and keitia kitanga, which I did not only use in my essays but in my interview and research proposal as well. So there will be delays, there will definitely be denials, and it will require a lot of work, but in the end, it will definitely be worth it. So I hope that you find these tips useful. Good luck in your scholarship journey, and please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. So that's it. Hayrera, cheers.
Just wow! Thank you so much, Monica G, for sharing really helpful tips and strategies on how to ace the scholarship application. See guys, that's really comprehensive, and I can totally relate to the tips and experiences that she shared. Gab also mentioned the other scholarship programs where you can apply aside from the New Zealand scholarship, because there are really a lot of opportunities out there. So maybe if you don't get accepted to one program, then don't lose hope, because you can try to apply to other scholarship programs as well. Again, thank you so much, Monica G, for your valuable time and effort. Really appreciate it. I'd like to also take this opportunity to thank you for your support and for always watching my videos. In fact, she was the one who suggested this topic, and that's why I also thought of inviting her to share, because knowing Gab, she's the kind of person that when she wants something, she'll make sure that she will carefully plan for the things needed to achieve her goal. And that's really one of the qualities that you need to be selected as a scholar. So there you have it, guys. I hope you learned a lot from this video. If you have additional questions or maybe suggestions for other topics, comment below. All the best on your scholarship journey. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.